Okay, I think we're live. I'm looking at the stream and I can't see that it's working actually. Is anyone online? Oh, there we go. What's going on with the audio? No, the video. One. Okay, right. Hopefully you can hear me. Raf, are you there? Hit me in the chat, mate. I don't know if you're still there. It seems like the video is off on the scale. Which I've never had this problem before. Just trying to check it. Scale. Oh no. Okay. It's just the preview. My preview is looking wrong. Okay. Right. Sorry about this. If anyone's still tuned in, it looks like everyone's dropped. So I had four potential viewers, and now everyone's gone. So we're back. We've got one person back. So just hit me in the chat. Let me know if the scale looks okay. I know it's just the background at the moment. Just trying to do some stuff in OBS. Let's see. Cut right. Boom. Right, we're on. How's that looking? Welcome to Phil Goes Deep. Apologies for the technical issues this evening. My preview in YouTube Studio is literally just the top of this completely retro Reebok hat. I think I might have to change it. It's pretty awful. Cost me €1. Hold on. Is that any better? Looks cold in England. Okay, right, we've got a couple of viewers now. Video is off. Video's off. No, it's back on, isn't it? Hold on. Can you hear me though? I only see Phil Goes Deep. Is that any better? There we go. Oh, there's a delay. Okay. Sorry about this, people. Right, I'm completely behind the curve now. I had real technical issues. The preview in studio is telling me that it's just the top corner, so I was panicking a little bit, and that's put me right off my flow. So tonight we're going to look at instance scans, and I've got to give a big shout out to Mark Rother. Sorry, Mark. I'm not sure how to pronounce your surname, but I've linked it in the description of this video. There's a nice blog from Mark on LinkedIn and on the community, and the instance scan feature that's now available in the release notes of Quebec apparently has been available and it's been hiding, and I never looked into that, so I didn't know about it. I've been waiting for it and I didn't know it was even there, so I missed your blog, Mark, but it looks like you've done some really good digging in. I've taken a quick look at instance scan, and I want to try and drill into it, and I think we're going to have to kind of reverse engineer anything, so I'm going to try and pull up your community post as well. So this is linked in the description. Just going to switch over screen. Oh, I need to just update some text as well. Hold on. Is it that? No. Yeah, this one. Let me just update the properties here. This is Quebec instance scan. So if I try this. Okay, so Mark Rother. Please let me know if I'm saying that right. Apologies, Mark. Yeah, this was written a day ago, but it's been available since Orlando and Paris, apparently. So I have got a Quebec instance here, and on the left-hand menu, instance scan, you can see, just favourite this, you can see I've been, if I look at some results, I have been running a few of these, so I've had a look into it, but the API is completely locked down, so there's a couple of ways to run an instance scan. You can, well, schedule a full scan, and it looks like this just creates a scheduled job. I guess you can get it to run whenever you like, basically, run on demand, get it to run weekly, etc. And this will trigger a full scan. If I go to the checks and click execute full scan, that's basically going to do the same thing, but just as a one-off. And it's going to go through all of the active checks that we've got set up. There is a dashboard here, and think one of the points that Mark was making on the LinkedIn post I made is, where was that? Let me just see if I can find it. I'm just trying to figure out. So I'm very disorganized this evening. Let's just take a quick look. Yeah, the addressed findings. I'm still looking how to get this one on the results dashboard moving. So if I look at the results dashboard, I'm not even seeing that widget there, Mark. So yeah, I think that's one of the things I've found just taking a quick look at it. If I go to results, and this was a full scan, okay, so you can see findings. Findings are bad stuff, right? But if you run a scan, for instance, here there's one check and it's got 3 findings. Here I've done 9 checks, and you can see the target. So I just ran this on an update set, and that's something I want to look into tonight, actually. I've run 9 checks and no findings. So there's no way here, from what I can see, to tell me that this was a really good result. You know, okay, is this addressed findings? No? Look at findings. So there's a few things to navigate around. No, that's the findings for the result. It's the latest scan. You can click here for the target. Product breakdown. So if let me do it this way. If I go to results, I'll try and open up the chat in the other window. So I'll go to my full scan where I've actually got some findings in here, and go to results dashboard this way. Now we can see by product breakdown. Okay, that's quite nice. Sorry, there was an email address in there that we shouldn't be seeing. I don't see that critical point. So, sorry, we'll see critical here. 15. What's the bit that Mark's talking about? Still looking how to get this one on the results dashboard moving. Addressed findings. I'm not sure where we've seen that one. We can look by category, filter here. So a lot of this, what I've found, is locked down. So you've got checks. This is where they can be defined, and you can create your own new ones. Okay, and it's got an interceptor here, so you can create a new table check, column type check. And in the docs, there is a little bit of information in here, but not a lot. Sorry, I haven't got my search engine set up correctly. So under instance scan, you can getting started with checks. So you've got different types of checks. You can create a check, create a table type check. Doesn't really give you a lot of detail about this check type is applied on only one table at a time. You can also include your own script for more complex capabilities. But this scripting is the bit that's still a bit of a mystery. And I think this is where we might have to kind of reverse engineer a few things. So you can create a check from here. You can look at all the checks that are already there, but if we group it by class, and this is another thing Mark was saying, there's basically no example of a linter check right now. So we don't even know what one of them looks like. So if I was to create a new linter check, it's just an engine here. I've tried being a bit sneaky and trying to find some stuff out. So if I look at checks and configure the UI actions, let's just filter out application file. I haven't seen that mute check. I haven't seen that mute check. That might relate to something else that was being discussed on a different forum. Execute full scan or test check. Okay, so this is going to, test check is going to run at the individual check level. Execute full scan is going to run everything. There's also the concept of suites. Okay, so if we look at the Instance Security Center definitions, you can see that these checks are set through a list, a many-to-many relationship in here. I think if we open this up, assume this is a many-to-many table, suite test, yeah. It's a very similar concept to automated testing. We could create a suite in here, that's security. We could create our own suite in here and just go goes deep. I've got a transition I wanted to test out today, but I've forgotten how to add it in. But in here I can select a couple of things in here. So we've got stuff that's very specific about security incident response, differs from baseline. Let's just grab these baseline checks. So I can then click execute suite scan, and if I look at this UI action, you'll see basically everything's calling. This is through a scan Ajax processor. This scan Ajax processor is making calls, so that one was for no, execute scan, collect usage metric with param. Okay, interesting. A lot of these have got kind of execute test scan, execute point scan, execute suite scan. GCF collector. I don't even know what that is. GCF sample map. But effectively, each of these are passing off to this scan instance API. Okay, and this is locked down. So if I go and try and find this API, it's not there, it's hidden. If I do a little trick that I love using Explore, we can, it's got its own namespace, and you can see that namespace is actually hidden as well. So SN instance scan. If we run that, the prototype's basically completely restricted. So there's no way in, there's no way to kind of see what's actually happening here. It's a scan instance. We've got no access to that. The only options we've got is to follow the docs. Let's see how it's working, and to also look at some existing checks. Yes, James. James has just tuned in. Thanks for the shout on the chat, mate. Let's keep it busy. This is about instance scan in Quebec, but apparently it's not. It's actually been available and is available in Orlando and Paris. So if you're on Orlando and Paris and you want to have a little look at instance scan, I think the so instance scan. Can't type. Instance scan here. If I go to this menu option, apparently this is here. Let's copy that URL, and it's just turned off. Okay, so just check that out in your instance in Orlando and Paris, and see if you can use instance scan. I didn't look. I thought it was coming. I heard that it was coming in Paris. So I thought it was coming in Paris, and then it was not in the release notes, so I didn't even look. So when it came out in the release notes of Quebec, I thought, excellent. This really ties in with a lot of the stuff that I'm looking at anyway, from kind of best practices, and even thinking from a kind of product perspective. You know, if you've got a GRC implementation, maybe there's certain things, maybe you want to make sure that there's no controls without an entity or something like that. You know, can we load up our own kind of library of definitions and define those best practices? So very excited. As you know, there's a lot of kind of partners out there that have developed their own scans over the past. Some are available on the store, others aren't. But yeah, this ability to kind of check your instance, and if you're doing a kind of ServiceNow led project, then they will run a sprint scan or a health scan as part of the project, right, to wrap up the project. And that used to be something that you had to get requested. I don't know if anyone remembers the old school ACE reports as well. What did ACE stand for? What was ACE? Automated Configuration Evaluator or something. I'm not sure what ACE stood for. You used to be able to get an ACE report run on your instance if you're a customer by special request. This is something that can be built into your development flow and make sure that all the things that are happening are aligned with best practice, and also start to feed that backlog to remediate. Thanks, James. Yeah, thank you. Lots. Yeah, shout to all the MVPs actually. So everybody that's the developer MVPs and the community MVPs. Everyone puts in a lot of hours in their own time, mostly, to kind of build the community. And I think for me, being part of the ServiceNow community is kind of an opportunity to kind of give back. When I was starting in the customer side of things, I would very heavily lean on the community. Every question I had, I tried to search first. That's always a good practice. Go on to the community and check, has someone else already asked this question? And then if you haven't got an answer or you're just really struggling, post that on the community. And back in the day, probably Chuck would answer it, and you'd keep moving forward, right? You'd learn, and so I think trying to share that back into the community is something that's been quite important to me. But there's a lot of people who do a lot of things, specifically the community MVPs, and obviously the developer MVPs as well, which is a little bit different. I'm not sure exactly what the difference is, but yeah, it's an absolute privilege and honour to stand amongst the other people on the list. So it's only valid for a year. If I want to be an MVP next year, then I've got to keep the game up, and yeah, let's see what happens. But I appreciate that, James, and I appreciate all the activity on LinkedIn, everyone getting the shout outs, and probably inspired me to try and up my game and do another stream tonight. So I appreciate you tuning in, mate. I hope everything's good and things are going well in your kind of cyber security role. So where was I? Took me off track. Instance scans. Yeah. So the API is completely locked down. I tried to access it this way. Can't get into the prototype here. It's a black box. The checks that are available, we've got some information, but even creating a linter check is very much a guessing game, I think. There, I'm trying to think about how we can access some of this information. But one of the things I noticed, so execute scans here, they are UI actions that pop up in the client side, pass off to Ajax to call that base scan instance API. I'm just going to close some of these browser windows down. I don't think you can see my tabs. So one thing I noticed from an update set perspective, and let me do something in here. If I just create in here a example instance scan. So here's a global one, and if I create a child one, I don't think it needs to be in a different instance. Let's just do that. Submit and make current, and go into this one. Submit and make current. Okay, so I've got a batch now of update sets, right? You can see in here. So this is the kind of structure that I would look for on a project or kind of piece of development I'm doing. So this might be the kind of the sprint level. this might be a story and something within the story, or maybe these would be kind of siblings to each other. In fact, they are both children of the same. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so these might be story levels. One thing I noticed, which one am I in? Scan 3. So if I just go to a business rule, I don't really care what it is, but it's got to be in global, because I'm in global right now. So let me just deactivate this one. Everyone knows this trick for getting things into an update set. Just don't forget to turn them back on. Oh, is that protected? Why did that not let me turn off? No, okay, I was just too quick on the buttons. Yeah, turn it off, turn it back on. That will capture it in the update set. That's for scan 3. I'll go to scan 2, go back to business rules, get a different business rule that's in global. As I said, I really don't care what it is. My point here is when you're scanning an update set, it doesn't seem to handle batching. And that's at least one of the things that I was hoping to try and address today. Just see if there's an ability to scan multiple update sets from a given batch. So I've got now two update sets, and in each of those update sets I've got a different business rule. Okay, so there's a business rule, there's a different business rule, all in global. So from this top level one, if I go scan update set, if I go to result, scan find, it's not run any checks. Okay, it's not looked down, and I've only got one target. This target, although there's a new button here, I can't actually populate it. I don't know whether it's an ACL on here. So I'll just take a quick look at the security rules. Scan target, let's see. On the create, scan user, admin override. So there's no reason that can't be populated from a security perspective. Let's just look at all. I wonder if it's a business rule that's firing it back. No. So there's no reason that can't be created. So if I go new, and let's look for update set. But maybe I was selecting the wrong file last time. No, you see, I insert it and it doesn't save. So what I was hoping is that when I do this scan update set, because it's a batch update set, that it will go and get all the update sets that are here, batch base equals, and it will populate them into the list. So I'm curious, if we grab this UI action, in fact I need to go through here, and it's called execute update set scan. So this is the method I want to get. Let's just paste that in there quickly to go back and get the sys ID of my update set. Oops, click the wrong button. And just in the background, I'm going to grab something. bear with me one moment, sorry. I've got a bit of code somewhere that loops through update sets. Right. So I think it's this one. Have I got it on Explore already? Let's just see. Open a new one. I think the script's here. No, I haven't got it there. It's not on this instance. Sorry guys, girls, people. Okay, let's try. Do it in the other window actually. Just need to bring in an update set that I've got locally. And maybe I can tie this together. So yeah, I didn't really plan this, and I'm probably not as well equipped. It would be great to have Mark involved and point me in the right direction, but he's done all the hard work. So you know, I was only just as I decided to do this this stream, I thought I better check. Has anyone else done one? And although they hadn't, this this post did come up, and I realised that I am well behind the curve. So hopefully I can still just previewing. Hopefully I can still find some useful stuff in here, and for anyone else that's looking at Instant Scan, at least being aware that yeah, the API is completely locked down. There's some things we really don't know yet, and maybe I can connect in and get it to handle multiple sysids. One thing I wanted to try, if I look at how that update set is getting called, is passing in a single sysid. What I was wondering, and the good thing is this is callable from, you know, it is all in global, so at least we have got access to call it. Can I pass in here a list of sysids? So let's just try that to start with. Tell you what I'll do. I'll call it array update set IDs equals, and then I've got 3 of them, haven't I? So if I go to my update set, this one down here, if I just copy sysid, sysid and copy sysid. Let's string this. Let's just check that that's stringing nicely. Yeah, so I've got string sysids. That's exactly what I want. Oh, I've got some errors on my preview. I wonder what they are. Sys report stuff. Okay, could not find a user. That's fine. Let's accept them in the background. So I'm wondering, if I just pass in 3 IDs, or more than 1 ID, as a string, will this handle it? Obviously, we don't want to do that. We don't want to go through each time and say add them. But I'm just curious if it will handle multiple. Okay, try to execute scan against an illegal scope. Let's just change it. Var string dataset ID equals. Let's just see if that message is a bit misleading. Yeah, that's fine. And what did it write back to me? It gave me back an ID, which I assume is the result. Class is restricted. Is there anything that gives us? Starts with this. Just looks pretty standard stuff, to be honest. Nothing of interest in there, just a Java object. So is that sysid under scan my result? Copy sysid and the big reveal. Yeah, okay, so it gives me back result. So it can't handle multiple IDs, at least not in string format. Let's just try it. No, that is a shame. So I wonder then if I open this in a new window. Let's open that record and explore. So I've got a scan target. And just run this. Oh, yeah, by the way, this script history, I don't know if anyone tuned into James Neal's channel the other day. He was walking through Explore. He gave a very good overview of that, but you've got your script history in here now. I think that's new in 4.8. So my scan target, okay, I wonder if I take the record ID, which I think record ID, you got table. Oh yeah, it's a document ID, right? So table. How does it know? How does it know what? There's nothing in that table to tell us the result. It's obviously a scripted relationship in here. Scan result. Parent.combo. Targets. Ha. Interesting. Okay, so that means then, let's try and draw this out. So what have we got? We've got the scan result here. Scan result, scan target. So scan result is the parent in this case. Scan result, scan target. And we can see in that relationship parent.combo.target. So scan target must have a combo field on it. So scan result, let's configure the table on that. So we've got something called combo. But then it's got targets in there. So combo is a reference to the combo table. Lovely. What's the combo table? Scan combo. Let's just update this. Crow's foot on there. So that should go to there really. So the combo.target. Right, so we went to target, we've got targets is a list of scan targets. Just down. I feel like that's the wrong way around. Sorry about my data modeling. Joy is not the cleanest. It doesn't that intelligent with the lines and stuff. So my relationship is saying, look at my scan result. Therefore, can I push into scan combo? So let's get that scan result. Tell you what we should do is create a script include. Call it PGD instant scan. Check the chat. What's going on? Not too much in the chat. A little bit quiet in there. Let me know if you've got any ideas, if you're following along, if you're learning anything, or if you want to kind of go a different direction. But what I'm going to try and do, if I can push my target, I wonder then, you know earlier when I was creating a new one, did it create the targets? It just didn't see them because they weren't listed. So scan target.list. Yeah, look, it created one there. So let's copy the sys ID of that. There for now. It's a target. So let's put in here add target to combo. Function will be, what do we need? Target ID, combo ID, or result ID. Target result ID. Okay, so it'll be target ID, result ID, and this will be, we want to get combo from target function. Target ID, ID. So we add target to combo. So we've got target, we've got result, scan result. Too many windows open now. So here we've got scan, that's a scan target, that's brilliant. Scan result. Let's do get combo. Get target. This is where there's an argument for using GR. I like to do, to avoid that, I sometimes do this function to get GR. I'll make sure that's internal, private. So it'd be like table name, ID or something, and then var gr table equals new glide record, and that will be table name. If gr table is valid, if it's not, then return false. And then if gr table dot get ID, return gr table is not really the right name because it should be gr record, something like that, but else return false. Okay, let's just mix tabs. When did that happen? So here I can then say return this dot get gr scan target ID, and this will be scan combo want result as well, don't we? So that should be pretty good for just giving us a set of base methods to be able to get some stuff that we want to handle. Get combo from target. So in here I would say I need to get the target ID. So var gr target equals this dot get target ID. Okay. If gr target, if not gr target, return false. So therefore, return gr target dot get value combo. But here, this is where naming conventions for me are very important, because if I say get combo, am I getting the combo ID, which I am in this case, because it'll be get value and it might be blank. But maybe get combo without get combo ID. Actually, get combo suggests in itself it's going to be the object. So if I say here var combo ID equals, then I can say var gr combo equals this dot get combo ID, and return gr combo. Now that could be false, so that would return false. Don't need to handle that. The thing that I could potentially do, and I'm not sure about sometimes about this, so gr target, I could do this dot gr target, right? Or, so if I've never got it before, do it that way. And here, combo ID here, this would be GR combo. I'm sure this can start to stack up and not make sense sometimes, but if you want to reduce some calls, this could help. So under GR target, rather than just return it, you could say this dot GR target equals, and then return this dot GR target. And if we did the same thing on each of these, I'm just not sure how many times you might want to reuse, and there might not only be one result within this API and stuff, so this might not be the right thing to do, but just might be interesting to think about this. Let's just do it here as well. Maybe I'll regret it. This dot GR combo equals, and then if I return it here, I could type GR combo. And then in each case, you know, the first time you call it, the next time you call it, it says, well, GR combo, I've already got it. Well, if I go to get combo, it populates it, can be reused. So yeah, it could maybe look a bit messier. I think if done in a structured way, that can be helpful for reducing database calls and maybe making your code a little bit more optimized, so long as it's, you know, thought through and well structured. Getting into that now. Let me just save this because I don't think I've saved it at all yet. So I'm pretty confident that if I add a target to the combo, so this dot GR combo equals this dot GR combo, or this dot get combo from target ID. Okay, so that's going to load up nicely. Do I get combo from target? No, I get combo from result. Right, pretty sure when I was looking at that a minute ago. Yeah, combo from result. So I just named my thing wrong. So get combo from result. That will be result. We've got result ID. Target ID is necessary. Result ID there. Result ID there. If anyone's wondering why I'm not using VS Code and script sync, I just haven't got it set up properly on this account. So this is actually GR result, and this is get result ID. I think the rest of it works. Okay, so add target to combo. So this combo equals get combo from result. Change that method. And again, talking about naming conventions. When I first started working in software development, my kind of team leader, shout to Brian Russell, like took me down a path of saying, write all your code out in a process and then write it out in pseudocode before you start coding, okay? And maybe I'm not doing that now, but at least your variable names and your function names, everything should kind of make sense and be readable. And if you're looking at a variable going, what is that? Or why did I call it that? You've probably named it badly. Just rename it while you're in there, while you're creating it. Don't do this, oh, I'll sort it out later, because you won't. Okay? It will never happen. Life moves too quickly. Just try and name it correctly in the first place, or at least sensibly at the time. So I'm going to add a target to combo. I need to create a target to be able to do this. So new, what would we call this? So create target, and what I'm going to need is a table name and an ID. Right? And this will be target, scan target. GR target equals new glide record, scan target. Why? Oh, okay, because I didn't pass it inside of the glide record. Yeah, just wondering why the what's this called again? This feature that came out in Orlando, love it. GR target. I wonder, does it check? Can you? So I've already got one here for this update set. I could check the index on the table. Can I create a new update set for the same thing, or will it error? So does it have to be unique? Kind of hope so, but maybe not. Don't like it. Okay. Okay, you can have two. So I'm just going to follow the rules of the road right now. gr.initialize, spell that correctly. gr.target.set value. What did we say they were? I wrote them down somewhere. Was it in Explore? Where did I write them down? Scan targets. Well, we're down to 2 viewers, so give us a shout if you're still tuned in on the chat. So we've got table, we've got record ID. Table will be table name. And I say it's record ID. Record ID will be ID, and then gr target dot insert. And let's just return that. So create target should return, that will be the sys ID of the target record that's been created. Add target to combo. So yeah, let's look at that feature of Explore. Did I have a blank one open? Pretty much. Go to scripts. If I go to the script now, oh, I can open this in here. Okay, I've just taken a copy of the code, but I can work with it in this scope. Basically, you can start overriding it. So I think I can. So create target would be sys update set, and my other update sets, where were they? I had 3 of them. I'll put one of them in there, but I'll get an ID back if I just paste that in. Create target's not defined. Okay, so sorry, James. I was watching. James Neal. I was watching, but obviously didn't pay enough attention, so I need to watch that one back. Not a problem though. Actually, I've just had a thought. Let me just grab that. What I called it. There you API there. This one got my arrays. Okay. So in here, I can say for var I equals 0, I less than array update set IDs length I plus plus, and let's say var array target IDs equals that, and I can do array target IDs dot push is dot create target, update set IDs I, and this is going to be sys update XML for each one. No, sys update set. Right. Sys update set. Yeah. That is going to give me an array. I want to grab it as soon as it's done. So hope. Oh, I'm missing after argument line 7. What have I done here? I'll push. No, no, no. Maybe I should have tested it once. I was a little ambitious. So let's do that. Why did that not work? Is dot create. So that's a sys ID, right? An update set. Let's just initialize on here. Fire up the debugger. Just going to close that one as well. So I've got you on the initialize. It should catch notifications blocked. Okay. What happened? Didn't catch it there because it was on initialize. Didn't pass anything in. I'm doing something wrong. Create target. Oh, I didn't put a new in there. Please. Still crashed out though. Have I got an error in my code? So when things start crashing out like that, no reason. Let's just take a first glance at the logs. Call depth. Wow. Admin call depth. That's a nasty one there. Hide source control exception. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong here, am I? Don't see any errors in my code. Create target. I spelled initialize wrong. I thought I did well. Initialize. Why did that not? Oh, of course it's not going to. It's not a spell checker. Right, is my debugger back on? Yeah, let's see. Fire this. Yes, that's better. Still crashed out. Tell you what, let me copy that. I don't think I can spell initialize. No, I have spelled it right. What is it crashing out for? Initialize. I've done something stupid in here. I've never seen an error message. Yeah. Well, that's admin. It's not me. I don't think I'm logged in as. You know, I'm not acting as admin right now, so I don't know where that's come from. No wonder this. That probably was my error. Script include. It probably was me because first of all I didn't instantiate. I didn't start that with a new. Tell you what, let's just take this back to basics in here. Look, I've got that outside of the comments, even though I didn't need to call that here. Okay, let's turn that around. Just put that back aside. Let's just check that I'm instantiating that correctly. Script debugger, excellent. That's what we'd expect, and now I can see all my methods. And this is great for Explore, right? So if you know, I was trying to do it myself, look at those instance scans, but if you want to just look at these functions, you can see what they are from here. Why is that not working? Create target. I'm passing in update set and an ID. At least I'd expect the debugger to catch table name. I've done something wrong here. It's not structured, isn't it? Table. Now, if that was wrong, I'd expect it to get to that point. I think I'm doing something stupid. The debugger, make sure that's running. Let's try again. Debugger runs there, stopping on that one. Great. Okay. We're in. Was it just that initialized then? Looks like it. For some reason. So therefore, that should work. And I should have access to a set of targets. I just want to get those targets to start with. Yes. Excellent. Okay. Worst thing is we don't really know what was wrong. So I've got a set of targets there. What am I going to do with them next? I've got targets. I've got a combo. Add target to combo. I wonder if targets, should that be add targets to combo? Yeah. And what if it's already got a target and we want to just append to the existing list? So let's start with overwriting it. Let's just push in a string. Target IDs here. And I'm going to make sure I'm explicit. I want a string of target IDs there. Okay, so I'll get a combo. If I haven't got, let's just say RGR combo, this.gr combo, just so I can use it locally. Save me a couple of keystrokes. If I don't have a combo, return false. Okay. I'm going to go gr combo dot set value. What did we say it was? If we look at that relationship, targets here, combo.targets. In fact, it's in my diagram. Targets here, boom. Set value targets, target IDs, and then return grcombo.update. So targets to combo. I'm going to call that add targets to result combo because I'm passing in result ID, I'm not passing in combo ID. So I've got my result under my instant scan. Results. Yeah, this one, for example. There's one target in here. If I copy this sys-ID, go to explore, so my result ID equals that. Don't want you anymore because I've already run you. I want to just keep creating targets. Var array targets. I should be able to pass you in here. Let's just check if that's handling it nicely, being on different lines. Yes, it is. Cool. So var string target IDs equals that dot to string. Okay, if you just tuned in, just trying to get instant scan to work on multiple update sets at a time based on batching. Okay, so if I can't use instant scan on batching, it's a little bit limited for me. I should have a string of target IDs. Targets are my update sets. So that's worked. So is dot add targets to result combo. Let's just copy that in here. Is dot is that going to work? Add targets to result combo. Undefined. I don't think I'm returning anything in there. Let's reload this. Oh, it didn't work. Let's try if I get the combo. So if I go to this result, let's just configure the form layout. That's got error message, got all sorts on here. I've not looked at the tables. When I first start trying to learn an application, I do take a look around the table there. If you're adding reference fields to a table, please do me the gratitude. No, do me the, what's the word? What's the phrase? Please add the read-only attribute. Is it? We have to add it this way. Advanced view, attributes, read-only click through. Yeah, here we go. Read-only click through equals true. Now go back to the combo, back to the result record. Yes, there we go. There's no point, very limited value in having a reference field that you can't click on. If you're designing applications and that, really think about that from the beginning. Okay, so this is interesting. I can just modify them myself in here. So why did my ad not work? Why did that not work? Turn off. Undefined. It's not catching the debugger. Let's refresh. Let's reload this as well. I think what's changed. Well, I saved it. Is that what happened? I don't see my script in the breakpoints. There we go. Okay. Let's try again. Grab that in the debugger. Okay, so what's happening? Got target IDs and the strings. Comma separated values. Okay, get combo from result. Got result ID. GR result is a valid record. You've got my result. Got my combo ID. Got applied record for my combo. Targets is just a record there. Yeah, combo's looking good. Didn't like that. GR combo set value. Oh, it's my naming variable. See? Look at that. Banging on about naming conventions. Banging on about them, right? So it's my own fault. Hopefully this works. I'm just going to skip the debugger. And they're in there. Perfect. Okay. So if I rescan, long way around, if I rescan this now, does that give me more results? At least tell me what checks you've run. Yes. Okay, so now it's actually checking across those targets. So what I want to do is grab the update set ID and loop through it. Okay, so I should have, if I go to explore, go to script, let's open a new one. Have I not committed it? Yeah, I have committed it. No, okay. I haven't committed it. I previewed it. That's fine. Okay, when that comes in, what I don't want to do is write code right now to try and loop through different update sets. I've already got some stuff that we can reuse. I've built something that I'm not sure how much of it I can share right now. I've just got some errors and commit. I thought I'd committed it. I thought I'd solve them. So does this just, let's just refresh that. Wait for a report in here. Still not coming in. Just copy this over. We can just try and take what we need from it. So run if we run this update set ID, update set ID, get child update sets. If I copy them into here, what's wrong with you? Mix spaces again. Yeah. Get you from this code, so get child update sets. Get child update sets. Don't think I needed that. I'll copy that in. Update array. I don't need that. Sorry. So get child update sets. Get update array. I think that will do it. Let's just see, if I take then the parent update set, which is this one, copy that sys ID and parent batch ID and do a get child update sets. Just get child update sets. Let's get ID array this underscore. I haven't got that one in there, have I? Yeah, that's my recursive one. So explore this one. This equals instance scan is dot get child update sets. One, two, three, and I've got the one that I passed in as well. So I've got the parent one, and I've got all the children of it. Very happy that that is what I'm looking for. So what happens when we run that rescan? We're on a report here. Rescan. What is that calling? execute scan from combo. Current.combo, you see, so it knows it's got a combo record. Trigger scan from combo. And it's passing in the combo ID. Okay, so it's chasing my tail around a little bit here. So say run scan. Let's go trigger scan. Let's call it that name. That'll make more sense. Which will be function combo ID return. Yeah, so that will get us the trigger scan from combo. Only for a result that's got a combo already. So that rescan on a result, I'm guessing there's a different copy UI actions. I bet there's a different type of rescan. Oh, okay, there isn't. It's only for current combo. So I've got to work out the data model a little bit, but at least we know for an update set batch it's going to have a combo anyway. So when we're in an update set though, it's going off. Let's go to that update set. Scan update set. That update set is creating a result with the combo records for us. So I don't think we can interject on that. It's like we need to scan it and then go in afterwards and update it and rescan it. I'm not sure. It's a bit messy right now, but let's just see if we can trigger a scan on a batch update set. Bear with me one moment, please. Just going to let the dog in. He's crying a bit. Okay, so just be warned, there may be some background noise now. My dog once he falls asleep. Let's just check the chat. Is anything happening? Not sure who's still tuned in and who's still following along. So I've got an update set here, but it is a batch update set. So if I click scan update set, it's only going to scan this top one, and there's no updates in here, so that's not going to work for me. So what I want to do is scan, not just scan the update set, but I want to create, I need to create a result and a combo record, attach the update sets into the combo record, and then scan that combo record. I think that's what needs to happen. So let's see if we can very easily write that code out. So in here, we're going to trigger the scan from the combo. That's fine. We're going to create scan result. Don't know what we need to pass in for that to happen. Create scan combo. You've got down here, I'm going to bury these child update set things because they're more like little utilities for us. Create scan result. So when we look at a result, close the debugger. Got a combo here. Got a relationship there. This one is a result, I think. Yeah, scan result. Scan type. Instant scan. I guess I have to, if I create it as complete and then rescan it. I think that's what will have to happen. That's instant scan. So scan type's going to be instant scan. RGR result equals new write record scan result. Instance scan type. Was it status or state? State. Even though it's called status, it's called state. Let's just create it as complete to start with. I think I need to create a combo. Oh, what's the thanks, Raph. There's a trick, and it's in Goran's book. Macros or something. I never use them. I always forget about them. I'm sure this is where they come in useful. I haven't got my initialize. Yeah, Raph, I know status on, especially on a task record or something like that. Approval status, I think, is the field name. But no, it's called status. The label status, the field name state. I can't spell initialize, can I? There we are. Luckily we've got autocomplete. GR combo dot. And there is a difference between initialize and new value, and I can't remember what that is, but I think it was Travis, maybe on his Code Creative blog, that talked about the difference between initialize and new record. If it wasn't Travis and I'm missing someone's credit, let me know. So in my combo record, this sources we don't need to create. Target. No, we just need to create the combo record and then we'll populate it afterwards, I think. So I don't think we need to do anything in there, do we? We just need to insert just to get one. And say this dot gr combo equals gr insert. Set value state. This dot gr result equals gr result dot insert and return this dot gr RGR, the macro. How'd you do it though? Is it tab? There we are, tab. Thanks, Raf. But you know what? I'll go back and edit them. I hate double quotes. And obviously we shouldn't be using GR, but then you can just modify the name. But make sure you do if you're using that. So I'm going to create a scan result, which is going to be complete. Is there anything on scan result that I can put any kind of narrative about what I'm doing in here? Actions, error message, finding count. Okay, so finding count be useful. Progress ID, scan type status, result number. Yeah, I kind of would like a short description or something on there just to give it a bit of a description on why I'm running it, where I'm running it from. Maybe that's sources, maybe that's what that's for. So I'm going to create a scan result. I'm going to create a scan combo. And in here, so I'm going to say var combo ID equals this dot g. It won't be, because that's insert. It should be an ID. Gr combo ID. It's not gr combo. See, I don't like that. Okay. This is going to mess with what I was thinking about. If I do that, I'm not populating a glide record into it. So yeah, this dot create scan combo, set value in here, combo, ID, create scan result. So I'll get a scan result. Add targets to result combo. So that get child update set IDs. If I say get update, get target update set. IDs function. So that gets me my target. I'm going to add targets to result combo. Just trying to think of the order of how I'm going to execute this. So let's do it here. If I say run scan from update set ID, I need something to hold it all together. So var update set IDs equal target IDs equal var result ID equals I better put this in there. This var combo ID equals combo ID comes from scan results. We've got that. Add targets to result combo. You see, Raf, you can't always put functions in order, especially in the script include. What I like to do at script include is put the main kind of calling ones at the top, and then go through and make these private. And if you look at some of the script includes that are really well organized, you know that the top ones are the kind of public methods, and they'll return a private method. And for me, that's just good for organization. Right now, I'm just trying to piece together because I haven't drawn it out. I'm trying to literally just hack this through. But what's that going to return? var add targets to result combo. That's going to give me my combo ID. So actually, it should be combo ID equals add targets to result combo, and I'm going to put in there target IDs, result IDs, and then trigger scan from combo. This dot trigger scan from combo equals combo ID. I think that's piecing it all together, isn't it? Scan result. That's a function. I haven't called it a function. I haven't passed in the update set for it. So get my target IDs, result ID. I'm just going to save that. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think it's called hoisting or something like that. I only learned about the technical name for it because that's now available in Explore. So down here you've got support hoisting. Okay. Yeah, so it runs in a try catch block which prevents hoisting. So that's why you don't have to do returns and stuff. But hoisting is the ability, basically it takes all the functions, puts them at the top first, and you can call them before they've been defined. But in Explore, especially in 4.7 and beyond, before that, you can't call a function before it's been defined. And technically, in JavaScript, it does have to be defined before it's called. But what I find is, it's great to try and have that order. So, like, have it organized definitely. But the top method should be, for me, the first one that's you expect to get called, the main kind of utility of the API, and then these things are going to be like the next one down, the next one down. Obviously, that's not. If I did it this way, okay. But once you start getting a little bit more interdependent of them, you can't do it completely sequential. It does happen in the script include. It doesn't. I can call whatever I want from the bottom before it's at the top. So that get gr, it's not getting called. It's getting called up here, but I've put it right at the bottom because I don't expect anyone to really use that. I'm using that, even though these should be private, right? I wouldn't expect someone to call my API externally. But it's a bit late right now to start going through and renaming all of those functions. And if I had VS Code, it would be great because I can just find the all of the dependencies. So let's see if this works. I'm just going to try it. I'm going to create an update, a UI action on the update set. Okay, so configure UI actions and say run, I don't know, run batch scan. Just put it in there, call it OOTB run batch scan. And that is going to do a new pgd underscore instance scan dot, completely forgotten what my method was called, run scan from update set. Run scan from update set, and that will be current dot get yu. Does it not have access to current dot get unique value? What is that returning? not returning anything. What does trigger scan from combo return? We don't know, but let's return here. And just put here scan result equals, and do a gs.add info message dot scan initiated scan result. Not sure what that's going to be, but I want to see something. I'll put a condition in here. Oops, I'll put a condition in here to make sure it's only available for certain types of update sets. Blah blah blah. But, I'm going to do that right now. I just want to know, is this going to run? So if I look at my, and the way I've written that code, by the way, it gets child, but it will also, or should also handle batch. So depending, like you might be in a release batch and have multiple sprint batches within there, and you might want to just access that story level and down. So it should handle those kind of eventualities, but it's still a bit of a work in progress. Let's go to my update set and let's tidy up some of these tabs so we know what we're dealing with. I expect this will fail. Let's just look at scan results. So we've got 7 in here at the moment. Let's add our classic updates and updated by, created by. Any error messages, I don't know. Let's put them a bit further up. So we've got 7 at the moment. I'm in an update set and I've got my UI action. I'll tell you what I didn't do on my UI action. I just want to set this action dot set redirect to, I think it's capitals. I normally have to go and copy this from somewhere else. I think that's right. Go to my update set. Well, my action redirect didn't work. But I have got a third one there, a new one there. 4758. No, it's got no targets in there. But I've got a combo. It's got no targets. You can execute scan on the combo. So what have I done wrong there? I've obviously got my UI action. This is what I always have to do because I forget how to type. If I look for script contains action.set, any of these ones, I've typed it wrong, I know I have. Oh, that's protected. Set, I thought I'd done it. I thought I'd done it right. It must have failed then. Something must have failed on there. Because let's just do current dot sysid. Let's just do that. So I've typed that correctly. I have. I didn't get my message, did I? It failed. Let's put a script debugger on there. Something's going wrong. How long have we been going for? Have we learned anything tonight? I want to go back to my update set. And it's running. I've got my UI action ready to catch it. Yeah, start debugging. Let's see what happened. Ooh, it failed. Okay. When something throws out like that, first thing to do, just check the logs. Just take a quick look at them. There's no point going searching. I've got the same thing again. Have I spelled initialize wrong? Maximum call depth. I reckon I've spelled initialize wrong. It's brilliant. Very impressed. Here we go. Result IDs is not defined. This UI action result IDs is not defined. Result IDs. Okay, so it's gone deeper, right? So if I look at that log, result IDs is not defined. Line 8 of my script include. Here, result IDs. Because it's result ID. That's why I didn't add targets, that's why I stopped there. Okay, let's go again. So let's reset the script debugger. And go. We're going in. Oh, it crashed again. What is going on? Hopefully I get a nicer error this time. Add targets to result. Have I forgot to put this? Of course I have. That's what happens when I'm rushing. What happens when I'm rushing? Dun, dun, dun. Let's go again. I will not be defeated. Ah, it's failed again. It's got to be something silly in here. That wasn't just now, was it? My time clocks out, but 49:35. That's the same message now. It did say here that scan initiated. So I did get a result. Let's look at our scan results. Oh, I've got loads. That says full scan in progress. Interesting. With the same combo. Have I done something wrong? This one. It's got no targets. Cool, Raf. Thanks, mate. I'm going to see this one out. I'll let you know how I get on. Here I've got a full scan with the same combo though. And that combo doesn't have. It has got targets in it. Is it not setting the table name? I've pushed the IDs in for the target. Are they sysid? Are they? They are IDs of my update set. Get target update sets. Yes, silly me. They are child update sets. Right. So in here, let's look. Yeah, getting child update sets all good, but I need to create target. I closed all my windows earlier. Okay, so create target. So this is So that is an array. It should be an array. So var array update set IDs equals, and then for var I equals 0, I less than array update set IDs dot length I plus plus. And we want var array for target IDs. So we did this earlier, and then it was running an explore, and I forgot to transform that. So array target IDs dot push this dot create target sys update set array update set ID I. What aren't you happy about? Unexpected token this dot there. Yes, push Y. So that creates a target. That gets target update set IDs. Return. Oops. That calls that get target update set IDs. Okay, I think that might work. I'm not sure why it ran a full scan. That's interesting. Let's see. And I've got my action redirect to the right place. Close the logs. And let's look back at the results. That's still in progress. Okay, so 299 out of 351. Doesn't seem to be moving. Doesn't seem to be a way to cancel a scan either. I guess you could access it through the nodes or something, but let's just have a look. Yeah, it still seems to be stuck. It'd be good if you could cancel from here. Maybe I've broken it. Let's see what happens if from this update set I click, what's our scan result? 12. Start debugging. Hope you don't fail. Why does that just fail off? Oh, because I'm only on the initial, right. It should be from here. I've got the catch in the wrong place. So, scan results was 12. Ran twice, did it? Got targets. 98 of them. That combo. Wow. Something's really going wrong here. What's getting on there? Array update set. I equals 0. Yeah, it really shouldn't be that difficult. Not sure why piecing it together is really struggling now. So that's on my UI action. go in, da da da, okay. So let's just have a look. Update set ID, I've got one. Got one update set ID. Coming in here. I'm using an object in there to dedupe on the run. So, array update set IDs. I've got 3. 1, 2, 3. That's perfect. That's what we wanted. For I is 0, less than length, we know that our target. It's not an array. Look at that. Again, naming conventions. Because I've called it an array, I know that I'm expecting to handle it as an array. Here, we need to do. Let's get these mixed up. Split. Is it split or is it join? Which way around is it? Array split. It's the reverse of joining, I know that. Joining merges into one, splitting breaks one array into multiple. Pretty sure I've got it right. Yes, split. Just want to check that. Hopefully that handles the string correctly. Probably broken the scan results again. Got a load in there. Okay, it's all complete. So we're dealing with 16. Let's put the debuggers back on. Update set. Run the batch scan. Debug. So play that to the next line. Boom. So now this should come back as an array. Yes, now that's an array. And that's why it was playing up. Create a scan result, creates a scan combo. I don't need you to go into number manager. Got combo ID, that's perfect. I don't need the next number padded either. Let's just get our number. Okay, so we've got combo ID. Is that going to work then? 18. But why is it's creating 2 of them each time? It's quite funny. Something's going wrong there. So that one's got 3 targets, which are my update sets. Ah, this one's run. Perfect. So it is running. But it is creating 2 scan results. Don't know why. Got 3 findings though. It's not good because it's the update set I've just created. So what am I doing wrong? Upgradability. What's wrong? Differs from baseline. Oh yeah. Yeah, because I went in and updated those business rules, made them inactive and inactive. They're not actually different, but it's registered the fact that they've been changed. And they're critical, okay, from an upgradability perspective. This is the bit that Mark was pointing out against the previous scan. Okay, so it looks at one scan and then creates the other scan. So the first one I created, when you scan it again, that's why. So it's the first time I scan it, I'm not really scanning it. I don't know how to create all the parts beforehand, so yeah, that's a bit of a challenge. So I've got 3 findings. Let's just go back on that dashboard, upgradability, security, UI action visibility. Yeah, I haven't put any conditions on there, but let's see what is recommended. Is it telling me? Yeah, can be accessed by a user with no roles. Exactly, that's perfect. It's true. What type of, what is this a check of? Security, it's a table check, I think. Yes, table check, tells you at the top. Right, okay. So, I mean, in terms of examples of checks, there's lots of examples in there. The thing is, we need to start looking for some linter information. But you can see in here, apart from the fact it's using GR itself, which is bad practice, I assume a linter would find that for us. It's looking at the action, well, the action view example here, I guess that's what joins the two together. And it's saying, so it's got current. So current is the table that's being queried. So it goes to that table, any table that meets the condition, and that table is the current. And it looks on the view and says either the condition has a role right, okay, so this action view, it's saying this must be where the, let's just show definition on here, show data on here, UI action visibility, right, okay, yeah, UI action view, I understand. I was thinking it was an actual database view. Yeah, that's where you attach a role to UI action. So it's checking there. If I haven't got one, then check have I got GS has role in the condition of the UI action. If I haven't got either of those things, then this UI action has got a security finding on it. And finding.increment just seems to be the method for like the object that's going to deal with the source and the increment up. So I feel like it makes sense, but it's not very well documented. And if we want to start taking advantage of this, then we are going to need a little bit more detail around how to use it. I understand that they've locked the API down, which is, you know, makes a lot of sense. There must be a lot of stuff going on there. We don't really want people playing around with the scanner. But if we want to put our own definitions in there and be effective, then we need to. I need to find out how I can trigger the scan to run the first time and populate all those multiple records. But I think generally for myself, I've definitely count this successful. I've been able to scan multiple update sets within a batch from a batch. The fact is it created one in the first place. So that without access to the API, it's difficult to know how to solve that. So let's have a look. I don't know if anyone else is still tuned in. It says I've got a viewer, but that might actually be myself because I was checking that things are running. Apologies for the hats if you're seeing me tuned in on stuff and I've got hats on. Yeah, the hair's just really awful right now. I wanted to. How can I add? I've got a new transition. I just want to test it out while we're on and live, and I've forgotten how to add a transition. Add Steamer transition to OBS. Under scene transitions, click the plus icon. Under scene transitions. Ah, here. There's no plus icon. Add. Okay. I'm calling this one roll deep. Let's see if I can. Actually, it's called deep roll, but I'm renaming it. I think it's 2 milliseconds. And I don't really want to change. Is it this one? That didn't work. So that one works. Does this one? Just messing around while I try and sort out some. Oh, I'll tell you what I didn't do. I probably didn't save it down with the transparency. Oh well, you have to wait for next time. I think so. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight. Apologies for the very technical issues at the start. Thanks to everyone who has tuned in and managed to hopefully get eyes on Instant Scan and see how you can start to use this in your role, either working for customers or if you're in the customer, or even if you're in kind of application development, that side of things. Look at the Instant Scan in Quebec. Have a little dig around. Thanks to Mark. Look at the link in the description. Have a little dig around, see if you can find it in Orlando and Paris and start to take advantage of it. And I guess as we find more documentation, we'll start to share that. Yeah, stay tuned to the channel. And thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for all the support. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and see you soon.